Hey, what's up guys? How you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome today to another FIFA 18 Ultimate Team Potential Player Ratings video. We're sticking with the Premier League in this episode because there were so many comments with loads of suggestions for players that we need to cover. I thought, you know, it's just got to be done, hasn't it? We've got to go for some more of the popular players in the Premier League today. And I just want to say thank you very much for the support and stuff on that previous video. Normally what happens with these types of videos is that the comments and stuff are all very sort of toxic and negative, and I've got to say there was a tiny percentage of that in the last video, and I greatly appreciated it. When I had a look through the comments, I responded to a lot of you guys as well. And today we've got another like 10 plus players to talk about, so make sure you smash a thumbs up on the video if you haven't done so already. Make sure you also leave a comment after the video letting me know what future players from different leagues and stuff that you would like me to cover for FIFA 18 ratings, and of course subscribe to my channel if you guys are new around here for more of this type of stuff, for my final FIFA 17 Fatal and of course FIFA 18 content in the next month or so. So we start today's video with a very young and expensive goalkeeper. Of course, Jordan Pickford made that massive money signing from Sunderland to Everton in the summer transfer window. And I've got to say, I think that's going to be a great signing for the Toffees. On FIFA 17, this English goalkeeper has been rated as a 76 rated entry-level gold, basically. I think with that big money move and the quality of the keeper in general, we're going to see a nice upgrade to around like an 80 rated gold on FIFA 18. That would be in my opinion anyway. So like a +4 from that highest rated FIFA 17 gold item that he has. And I think he'd be one of those usable starter goalkeepers in your Prem team. Lots of people are going to be looking to get hold of him. And actually, I think maybe around 2 to 5k is the sort of price you'll pay for a goalkeeper like this at the start of the game. Especially, of course, getting perfect link to like Michael Keane, another transfer to Everton that we talked about in the previous episode. And then if he was to go ahead and get himself an inform, he could be looking at like an 83 or an 84 rated card, which would definitely be worth some coinage. And by the looks of the stats, would probably be really good as well. What do you think, guys? Should Jordan Pickford be around an 80 rating in FIFA 18? Let me know in the comments. The next player in today's video then is Marcos Alonso, the Spaniard wingback who plays for champions Chelsea in the Prem. Now, he, I believe, got an upgrade in FIFA 17 and ended up as like a 79 rated overall. Also, of course, got himself a couple of informs, team of the season as well, which was definitely one of my favourite players on the game in terms of like just great all-rounders, and he had really, really good stats. I liked him a lot. In FIFA 18, I think we're going to see probably a +2, maybe like a +3 to like an 81, 82 rated Alonso at the start of the game. Of course, I think a lot of Chelsea players will be getting upgrades due to the, you know, the winning of the Premier League last year. We boosted David Luiz up to like a +1 to an 85. So I think Alonso will be sitting pretty at an 81, maybe an 82 on the game. I've spoken to some Chelsea fan friends of mine. Some of them really don't like Alonso, some of them really like Alonso, so it's a bit of a tricky one considering I don't watch him week in, week out. But in terms of a FIFA 18 card, he's going to be very usable, a nice tall fullback that, well, is likely to either get left midfielder or left wing back informs throughout the year. You're probably going to be paying around 5k for the entry-level 81 rated card at the start of the game, and that will obviously come down as the year goes on. And then when he does get that first inform, I reckon somewhere around 90 to 100k, because, well, as he continues to get them throughout the year, hopefully anyway, he's obviously going to get closer and closer to that all-80 club. A really versatile and usable player on FIFA 18. Moving on to the next player then, we have a ones to watch. It is Collison signing for Arsenal on a free transfer from Schalke. I think that could potentially be one of the better signings of the window. Getting Collison on a free, hopefully he'll do some stuff in the Premier League next year, which proves his value and stuff to the club. In terms of FIFA, he was a 77 rated gold item on FIFA 17. I reckon we're going to see like a +3 overall, up to an 80 rated gold on FIFA 18. And, well, if the stats are anything like what I predicted there on the card, he could be extremely usable, and a lot of people are going to want a card like that in their Premier League side. Literally for quite a long time, because there's some nearly perfect stats for a fullback on this game. Really, really high physical. He's going to do the business there. I reckon he's going to cost around sort of 5k at the start of the game. And then also, I imagine he'll get a ones to watch item, so you won't be able to pack the regular gold version at the start of the game if that's the case. You'll be obviously packing a regular version which looks like a ones to watch, and then as he does get informs throughout the year, his that particular card would get automatically boosted. And as you can see, a potential first inform around an 83 rated with just like boosting that up to like 90 physical and very good defending stats. Definitely going to be one of the more usable fullbacks on this game, and I think he might cost you somewhere up to like 80k, maybe 100k, something like that for that first inform. On to the final defender that we're going to talk about today then. It is a massive money signing, of course, in Kyle Walker. The Englishman moves from Spurs to Man City for like £50 million, which is crazy when you think about it. But hey, this whole market this summer has been absolutely nuts, right? A great season for Tottenham last year. Obviously, Tottenham ending up finishing second. I've gone with just a +1 overall. I think some people might leave him at 82. Some people might even upgrade him by +2 to like an 84. So I think 83 is probably fair and would be a very, very, once again, just great usable card on the game. We're talking similar stats to what he's previously got, but better defending and physical overall, maybe some better dribbling and passing and stuff like that. But he's going to be one that everyone's looking to pick up on FIFA 18. If you pack him at the start of the game, he's one of those slightly lower rated cards which have a huge amount of value to them. So you're definitely in the money there. I think around 40 to 50k if he does have stats like that, and if he does get the upgrade anyway. And then if he does go ahead and get himself an inform, of course he could potentially have a ones to watch as well. But it seems a little bit odd moving from, you know, from the same league, but then again they've done that with Lukaku, right? So he could have a ones to watch at the start of the game. If so, maybe one to pick up. If he does well throughout the season, he could be getting multiple boosts and stuff like that, and you're going to end up with a decent player come, you know, post-Christmas FIFA 18. I think an inform would be worth a couple of 100k at least, because he's always going to be one of the most usable and most pacey fullbacks in the Prem. Kyle Walker, I look forward to him in FUT 18. Now we move on to another transfer in the Prem, from Prem team to Prem team. Of course, Nemanja Matich moving from Chelsea to Man United, playing under Jose Mourinho once again. I think we're going to see very similar things in FUT 18 for Nemanja Matich, like literally a very similar card in my opinion. A lot of people would argue didn't really have a great season last year and stuff like that, so Chelsea have obviously done some good business to pretty much bring in Bakayoko for the same price as they've sold Matich. But I think on his day, he can definitely be one of the more solid midfielders in the league. He's obviously got that cracker of a left foot as well, which for probably once or twice a season is likely to score Man United an absolute banger. And hopefully, I hope he does well. You know, I like to see footballers do well in the Prem because, you know, it means that we get some informs on FIFA and stuff. So probably in terms of FIFA stats and that, he'll be one of the most usable CDMs in the Prem. Not the quickest, but great physical, great defending, good height on him as well. I reckon you'd probably pay around 20k for this guy with a Man United badge at the start of the game if he does stay in 84. And well, in terms of getting himself an inform, if it was to happen, he'd probably be a little bit more expensive again, boosting that pace over the 70 mark and having really high defending and physical. Again, lots of people are going to want to pick that up and use it in their Prem team. And now we move on to more of the attacking midfielders, the more flair players and the goal scorers in the Prem. It is, of course, Christian Eriksen, one of my favourite players in this league. Such a godly little player. 85 on FIFA 17 is what he's got. And I think we're easily going to see a +1, maybe even a +2 to Christian Eriksen, to an 86, maybe an 87 on the game. Doing absolutely loads of good stuff for Tottenham in the last season. This player is one of my favourites simply because when you see him in real life, he is incredibly two-footed, and I just think that's one of the most impressive things in footballers nowadays. If you can be a two-footed player and be so comfortable on your weak foot as well as your strong foot, it's really impressive. And well, he gets assists, scores goals for Tottenham. He's a set-piece taker as well, and he's going to be great on FUT 18. You just know it. You know, that 87 dribbling and passing that I've given him means that he's going to have awesome distribution and just feet on the ball is going to be awesome. Weaving in and out of defenders and stuff. A really, really usable player that's going to be definitely sought after. Literally 50k to 75k at the start of the game, in my opinion, if he does get a +1 or a +2 overall boost. And then in-form Eriksens, which tend to happen quite a lot through the season. You could be looking at around sort of 300k for one of them because, let's face it, the stats are going to go up nicely. Okay, so moving on to what is probably the more, let's say, the controversial one of the video. Paul Pogba. Everyone's going to have an opinion on this guy. No longer the world's most expensive transfer, of course. He was boosted highly to an 88 in FIFA 17 and arguably didn't play up to that sort of potential throughout the season. But maybe because he wasn't sort of played in his more, I don't know, like preferred role of more of an attacking midfielder, like or a centre mid to a cam almost, and playing him at like as a defensive mid is almost limiting the potential there. But he does still have the potential to be one of the greatest midfielders in the world, I think anyway. And I think he's probably going to end up staying as an 88 overall. There's potential for him to, of course, come down to an 87, but I think EA will probably leave him as an 88. Again, 5-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot on the game is going to be one of the more overpowered and crazy midfielders on this game. Pogba on FIFA 17 was definitely one of the best midfielders, especially because of that 5-star skill moves. Added an extra like level of awesomeness to his game, and I think I might have accidentally underrated like the value of this player. 250k for this 88 rated item. I reckon you could even pay more than that at the start of the game because a lot of people are going to want the elite Prem players, of course. Pogba's going to be up there as one of the highest rated. And then once he starts getting informs, if he does perform well, of course, Man U now bringing in Matich may free up Pogba to play slightly more further forward and enjoy his game, a bit more of a free roll and stuff. If he starts to score goals and create goals for the team, we could be seeing informs of, you know, 1 million upwards. That would be expensive, but if you pack them, you've basically won the lottery on the game, really, haven't you? Now we move on to what is one of the hardest working and best central midfielders in the Premier League. It is Golo Canty. 2 seasons in a row this guy has won the league, and I feel like he definitely deserves a massive boost. I think a lot of people have upgraded him to like an 86 overall. I've gone a little bit higher than that to an 87. I feel like the guy deserves it. He covers so much ground and I think deserves to be one of the best midfielders in the Prem for sure. So a +4 from an 83 to an 87 in my opinion. He could cost anywhere from around 60 to 100k at the start of the game, and if he was to go ahead and get informs for his hard work, well, that's going to start costing you a lot of money. Obviously, last year we had a ones to watch version of him. He's no longer a new transfer, so we'll just see regular versions throughout the year. But there's also potential for Kante to work his way into like Team of the Year, probably Team of the Season, all of that stuff. So we could be seeing some great versions of the Frenchman in FUT 18. Okay, so moving on to one of the big signings for Liverpool. It is Mohamed Salla, the Egyptian, making his way into the Premier League from Roma. An interesting signing. I think probably will do very well for Liverpool. Did well for Roma last season. I think because of that and the money move, we'll see a +2 upgrade to an 84 overall. Now, in the previous video, I put Coutinho at centre mid and I put Mane out on the left, because I think that's how Liverpool are going to play. That is if they ever manage to not sell Coutinho to Barca. As I'm recording this video, it's up in the air as to whether or not that's actually going to happen. But 84 rated Salla would be definitely one of the most usable and sought after wingers in the Prem, that's for sure. 4-star skills and weak foot on the right hand side is going to be very, very nice. Rapid pace, of course, like 93 is what I've given him. 87 dribbling, but just mainly boosts to the shooting and passing stats and physical, of course. I think he'd be a great card on FIFA 18. And he's likely to get a ones to watch as well, of course being one of the transfers this summer. If so, that's the sort of card that you're likely to pack at the start of FIFA 18 with the gold stats in the middle, of course. And then as he does well for Liverpool, gets himself in forms, that ones to watch is just going to boost throughout the year and you're going to get some really, really good stats. If it's anything like FIFA 17 and the previous season anyway, Salla had loads of cards on the game. Obviously did work for Roma last year. So now we move on to Arsenal's big signing. It is, of course, Alexander Lacazette. The French striker has been banging goals in the French Ligue 1 for a few seasons now, and he's made his massive money move, of course, to the Gunners. Now, I think he's rated highly anyway, so he's an 85 overall, and I'm not sure that the French league is the most competitive, so obviously he's scored goals there. It'll be interesting to see if he can do it in the Premier League. I'm sure he can, and I'm looking forward to seeing him play, seeing him score goals, and hopefully have success for Arsenal. It's good being someone that doesn't support a Prem team because I don't have any bias. I just want the players to do well. But I've gone with a +1 overall to an 86 rated striker. Of course, EA have shown us that he will be a ones to watch as well, starting off at whatever rating they give him. On the right hand side is what you could see if he was to get himself an inform. Look at the stats on that. They'd be potentially awesome, and I think obviously he's going to be one of the most the most highly used strikers in the Premier League, costing you somewhere between 100 and 150k, I reckon, at the start of the game, and then informs are obviously going to cost quite a lot, but get his ones to watch in a pack at the start of the game, or get his ones to watch early if it's not too expensive, and you could be you could have a good return on investment throughout the year. So from one Arsenal attacker to another then, it is of course Alexis Sanchez. Now, I don't see much change happening here for the Chilean. He's been one of Arsenal's best players, if not their best player for sure, for the last couple years. And he's been deservedly at an 88 in FIFA 17. I think he'll probably stay the same at an 88. Maybe they'll push him out to left wing depending on what their, what Arsenal's plans are with Lacazette being the striker now. Is Alexis going to still play up there with him? Is he going to push out wide? Who knows? Hopefully though we get a striker card because that's the most usable item on the game, and I think he'd be a very usable and again very expensive player. 150 to 200k probably we're looking at the start of the game because of course his rating is going to dictate that price. Very quick, great dribbling, decent shooting as well, and physical's not too bad on this Chilean as well. If he gets himself an inform, Alexis Sanchez informs are typically very expensive, as of course he is one of the greatest players in the league. Lots of people are going to be after him. I think there's a lot of Arsenal fans that play FIFA and they're all looking to get their hands on Alexis. So I would love to pack some sort of inform version of Sanchez. He'd be very expensive, and again a little bit like Pogba, it's going to be a bit like winning the lottery on the game. Okay then, on to the final player of today's video then. It is the Golden Boot winner in the Premier League, Carrie Kane, of course. I really like Carrie Kane. I think he's a fantastic striker. I'm bloody glad he's English as well, because it means that England might have a bit of firepower internationally for the future, which is great. So he's an 85 on FIFA 17, and I think after another season of scoring goals and stuff, EA will probably boost him up to an 87 in my opinion. Some people would only say 86, and I've seen some people say that he should be higher rated than an 87, maybe even an 88. But I think what we'll see is an 87 rated Harry Kane. And what you're going to get with that is obviously not the most pace, he's not the quickest of players, is he? But what he is a very physical player who knows where the back of the net is. We're talking a really high shooting stat of around 89 or 90 in my opinion. He's going to start making his way up there in terms of, some of the best strikers on the game. And for me, it took a few informs and, well, the Team of the Season version in FIFA 17 to make this Harry Kane super usable. But if he has another season for Spurs like he did for the last couple of years, we're going to be seeing the same old thing again. But he's going to start off as a higher rated player, so we're probably going to see some mad ratings for the Englishman throughout the year. I hope he has success. I think because of that lower pace stat, he won't be as expensive as a lot of the other higher paced players, even if they're slightly lower rated than him. Yeah, we're talking Harry Kane around 60 to 75k in my opinion, and informs of around 250 to 300k. I think he's going to be a great addition on FIFA 18. I hope he gets that deserved high rating, as well as the likes of Dele Alli and stuff that we talked about in the previous video. So that's the main players covered for today, guys. What I need you to do now is leave some feedback in the comments section. If you would be so kind as to leave maybe just a couple of player names from different leagues, though, high quality players that you want to see the rating predictions of in the main leagues like the Bundesliga, the Serie A, the French Liga, and the La Liga as well. Let me know in the comment section. Whilst you're there, hit the thumbs up on this video today. I would greatly appreciate that. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more of this type of content. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.